know you're somewhere.
Hi Cancer, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Cancer, I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys for the end of December. Now, you guys got as your archetype for the end of December, the Mountain. I really feel like so many things with this card. Let's start with one. I feel like some of you guys need to go on some sort of an adventure. Like, I think that this card like recommends you pick a mountain and go and climb it. Like, I honestly feel like Cancer, you guys should go do that. I don't even care if you like don't like hiking. I feel like some of you guys just need to go out there and really like trudge through mud or snow. I mean, I wouldn't recommend snow. Like I don't want to be in the snow in a mountain, to be honest, but like I really feel like a lot of you guys need this adventure, maybe for the new year, maybe for the end of the year. Like, I would plan this trip, honestly. I feel like a lot of you guys, I've been getting a lot of travel for Cancer, so I just feel like this would be really good for you guys. All right, that's just like an aside. So, what I'm getting with this 33. I feel like we're dealing with two types of people here. Or, no, actually, no. I feel like we're dealing with like a normal person, but things can get a little bit tricky as you climb the mountain. So I feel like there's this reminder, like they want to remind you. I feel like that song by Miley Cyrus, It's the Climb. Like, it's not about where you're going, it's about the journey to where you're going. And a lot of you guys are missing that whole fucking thing. So a lot of you guys are just so like concerned and like you're concerned about getting to a certain point in life, but you're not enjoying like where you are right now. And I know that's like so typical and like we've heard it before or whatever, but I'm honestly getting that for a lot of you. And I feel like I do the same shit too, to be honest. I think it's just about perspective at this point. And they want to remind you that like the real jewels of the mountain don't lie at the top of it. It lies in the inside, in the core. And that's where they want to remind you, like, you'll always find yourself if you remember, like, what it is that you're doing and where it is that you're going. A lot of you guys, you're just so worried about where you're going and you're not thinking about, like, where you are. So I feel like at the end of the year, like, this is what they want you to think about, especially for next year. I feel like Cancer, you have a lot of goals and you're kind of, like, really prepared to get them all done. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, I have this goal, I want to achieve this. And that's so beautiful. But sometimes the divine doesn't make, like there's a reason maybe you haven't achieved the goal that you want. There's something maybe in the journey that you still have to learn. There's something that they want you to cross, you know what I mean, in order to get to the top that maybe you don't want to have to deal with, but like that's the divine plan here. So a lot of the time you're like hard on yourself because you're not there yet. And I feel like it's all an illusion. It's based on perspective. Like, 10 minutes prior, you were like, man, I hope I get halfway up the mountain. Then you're halfway up the mountain and you're not even celebrating the fact that you made it halfway. You're just like, oh my God, fuck, I still have halfway to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a change in perspective here, Cancer, especially for the year to come, because I feel like a lot of you guys are ascending very quickly, but there's like levels to this. That's what I'm hearing. Like, there's levels to this shit. And if you get to the top too quickly, I kind of feel like some of you guys might be a little vain. Like, if it's too easy for you, or maybe it's not if it's too easy, but like, I'm getting something about how like some of you guys are just too worried about like what others will see and what it looks like, and you're not at all concerned about what's happening internally. So I feel like that's a really big deal here. Like, the journey that you've been going on internally and not necessarily like how things look on the external. So a lot of you guys are just concerned with what it looks like to others, and that's not that's literally something that has to leave for next year. Like, you cannot be carrying that shit with you anymore, worrying about what others think. Like, we're all on our own journey. And if you're confident and you're stable and you're doing what you need to do for yourself, then like, fuck everybody else. So let's pull a little bit more on this, Cancer. Yeah, Cancer. I'm getting for some of you guys, like, there's there's a reason that you haven't made it to the top yet. Like, there's a reason. And I feel like a lot of you guys just don't get that with with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. You're not understanding. You're not appreciating. You're not taking a look around. A lot of you guys are just worried about like the end goal again. Like, again, maybe you guys want to be like a partner at something or a CEO or whatever. And you're just so concerned about like, or like I see some of you guys want to be married, right? With the 10 of Cups, like you want to have the happy home, you want to have the husband. It's like, why don't I have that yet? Like, for everybody, there's a different thing that you're trying to achieve, whether it be in career with Pentacles or whether it be in family with the 10 of Cups. Like, or maybe it's everything. Like, you know, you want it all, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it all, but there's a reason for like why we're all, you know, on a journey. There's a reason why like it takes time. There's a reason why things happen the way they happen. There's a whole plan out here that we can't see. And I'm getting here that a lot of it stems from like the choices that we make. So a lot of you guys, I feel like we're sitting in this Queen of Pentacles energy in reverse where it's like, I don't have enough. I feel like I don't have enough. I feel like I don't have enough. And because of this energy, I feel like the divine is like stalling you on purpose, because a lot of you guys felt like you didn't have enough when you had everything you needed, and you weren't being, you know, there was no gratitude for the times when you had everything you needed. So I feel like the divine kind of puts you in a stall. Like, I see them putting you in a stall, especially before this 10 of Cups. Like, they really want you, I feel like, with Judgment, to look at things differently, to look at things with like the eyes of gratitude, to look at things with like the real purpose and meaning behind it, and to stop thinking about, again, like everything that I was saying, like how it looks, what's the end goal, how can I achieve this the fastest way possible. Like, it's not about any of those things. And I feel like an archangel is actually coming here in their read, like right in the middle of the read, to point out that it's like, it's not up to you anyway. Like, it's not up to you when you get married, and it's not up to you what happens in your career. Like, it is and it's not. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything has a divine behind it. So it's like, a lot of you guys are like, I feel like the longer it takes for you to get this, the more jaded you're becoming, and the more angry you're becoming, and the more like twisted you're becoming inside. And again, you can stay, they're telling you like, you can stay here all you want. For some of you, like, you can stay here all you want and you're gonna have to keep waiting for it, because you're not ready for it. And I feel like that's what they're trying to say, like with this old energy here. It's like, some of you guys are gonna pass this and realize why things happen the way they did, and not everything is for your advantage, so that you could grow and learn something from this whole journey. And as you learn it and as you grow, you move forward slowly. But for those of you who don't understand why things haven't come and are sitting there and getting twisted up like inside, it's going to be harder for you. That's what I'm getting. So be careful. Be careful, Cancer, because it's not all about, it's also like what's for the greatest and highest good for yourself, you know what I mean, and for others around you, but mostly for yourself. So maybe a lot of the times, a lot of the things that you wanted weren't for your highest good, and a lot of you guys are like challenging the divine and saying like, oh, like I feel a lot of you guys are getting like really like twisted within, like really like negative and really pessimistic, and not only that, but like turning into like an adversary, like turning into somebody that you wouldn't even recognize. And the divine's gonna keep you here longer then. That's what I'm getting. Like, you're gonna stay here until you learn the lesson. I feel like a kid who got like put into the corner of a room, you know, when you get in trouble and they tell you to like face the wall. Like, I feel like you're facing the wall right now, and you could just kind of relax or let this go, but a lot of you guys are still facing that wall. So be careful, Cancer. Like, if your end goal is this, then you have to kind of go with the divine's plan for you, and not necessarily what you want for yourself. Like, sometimes things don't happen for a reason. Sometimes, you know, people don't end up marrying the person that they thought they're going to marry. But again, everything happens for a reason. You don't have kids the age that you thought you'd have kids. You don't have the job you thought you'd have when you know what I mean? Like, all these things are not something that we like really want to hear, but it's the reality. Yeah, you guys have to put this away, this energy, or it's gonna eat you up inside. Like, there's a stalled for a reason. The archangel literally stalled you for a reason. And like, who are we to question the divine, you know? Anyway, that's why I'm getting Cancer. Let's pull some blessings for you. It's crazy because I got this like scenario in my head and I don't know where it came from, but I'm thinking of like, you know, when you go for a tour, like in a country or whatever, and somebody like takes you, like they say like, we have to visit 50 landmarks today. So every landmark that you pass by, you're passing by like literally, you're not even going in, you're not even really seeing it. You can't even get close enough to take a picture of it. Maybe you're like just on the bus and you're just passing everything, but it's like, oh, at least I saw all 50. I feel like the divine's plan for you is like, no, today you're gonna see one and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna experience it, you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna take your fucking time, you're gonna get coffee there, you're gonna get a donut or like a croissant or some, I'm picturing like Europe for some reason, but you're gonna get something like to eat, then you're gonna go to a restaurant, then you might come back later, then you know, you're gonna just take some pictures, you're gonna really like read all the captions, like you're gonna really just enjoy yourself, you're gonna enthrall yourself in this experience. Like that's literally what's going on here. I feel like somebody here wants to see like 50 in a day, and the other person here is like, no. The divine is like, no, you're gonna see that one today, and then tomorrow you'll see another. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like that's how they want it to be. So yeah. I don't know why that's the example I got. All right, Cancer, I'm getting a lot of things. I think Taurus got this, so if you have Taurus in your chart, but I'm getting like, again, if you want to get married, if there's like a goal that you want to meet somebody, this is all divine timing. Like with the Hangman here, it's like you cannot rush this shit. And this is all major arcana, which is something that I didn't really realize. But we have Gemini, we have Libra, we have Pisces, we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But yeah, I see like everything that you want is coming your way. But again, everything happens the way that it, like you don't have control over it. Like you really don't. Even though you want to say you do, and we want to believe we do, we don't. You know what I mean? Not really. Like, yeah, we can choose our job and we can choose like the lifestyle that we want, but we have no idea when we're going to meet somebody. You know what I mean? You just meet somebody randomly. You don't like, again, you could go on a dating site and then you're like, oh yes, I'm planning to meet somebody. Maybe that's like the type of thing that you've been doing. You've been really like trying to like meet somebody. Maybe you've been going out of your way. Maybe you've been like on dating apps and shit. I kind of feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like the divine has a plan for you, whether you know it or not. But anyway, who am I to say though not to be on a dating app? You know what I'm saying? So like I don't feel like I have that right, but I definitely feel like the divine is behind everything, so there's no reason to really stress it the way you're stressing it. Now what's interesting here is like we have a blessing for forgiveness with the Queen of Pentacles. This could be a mom, honestly. Like some of you guys might have to forgive a mother. Maybe there's been someone in your life who was a mother, who was someone who was supposed to be like unconditionally, like have this unconditional love for you. But I feel like maybe this person never showed you that like unconditional love that you needed at that time when you were a child. And I feel like maybe that's why a lot of you guys are not unconditionally like loving yourselves. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm nothing if I don't get to the top, right? Like that's not true, but like a lot of you guys feel that way because maybe that's the way you were brought up. I'm getting that for like some of you guys. I also feel like a blessing of forgiveness is like we have to forgive ourselves sometimes, because I feel like some of you guys have turned, whether you know it or not, it's reminding me of there's something that I used to do. I don't want to get into it like detailed, but there's something that I used to do that I didn't like. I don't think that I was like being a good person at the time when I was doing like the career that I was doing. And I feel like the whole like I feel like I was just a pawn in a sense. Like I was just doing things, I was doing everything that I thought was right, but in reality, like most of the things that I was doing was wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? But in terms of my career, I was achieving a lot, but like more morally, I was not really like great. And I feel like, I think a lot of that came from the stress of what I was doing and the work that I had to get done. And you know what I mean? Like that type of lifestyle, you don't really question, like, you don't think about anything but like what is the end goal. Like today there's an end goal, I have to meet it. If I don't meet it, I'm fucked. And like I feel like a lot of us turned into this. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. like an unforgiving, I want to say like a bitch, honestly. And this is the energy that I feel like they want you to, like, either you're still here, you need to get like out of that, wherever you are, but if you're here for sure, this has to be forgiven. Again, for some of you, this could be a mother figure, and that's like why you equivalent, like love and achievement are together, when in reality they're not. Like, they're not tied together. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, Cancer. So yeah, I love you guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Bye.